Steve is the universe, and I am the center of his universe. Steve is expansive and spacious, especially for and towards me. Every word Steve speaks, every word Steve listens to, is processed by and through the love that he is. He is pure love, especially for me. Steve has and uses all the attributes of godliness, especially when being with me. Steve is a disciple of Jesus Christ. Steve is Christ-centered and Christ-conscious, especially as a way of being with me. Steve honors the life, love, and living of the Savior. Steve has his temperament and his attributes. Steve is his servant. He interacts with all people, especially with me, as Christ would. Steve is deeply moved by Spirit, the power of all creation. He follows the Spirit. He listens to the Spirit. He utilizes the Spirit as he breathes, walks, eats, talks, and listens. He calls upon the Spirit. The Spirit guides him. He reflects the Spirit in all that he does and says. Steve is held and comforted by the Spirit in the present moment, now, and now, and now. The Spirit permeates his soul. It radiates in his countenance. It clarifies his thinking, worshiping, speaking, acting, living, and listening, especially with me. Steve is Spirit-filled. Steve is consciously aware of other people's points of view, and he honors the right to have a different point of view. Just as the universe expands, so does his willingness and ability to honor others' points of view, especially my point of view. Steve is loving kindness. Steve is that no one is worthy of his judgment and that everyone is worthy of his love. He does not judge me. He only loves me. He loves everything about me. Steve is the distinction, loving kindness to me, for me, and with me. I sense his love. I am drawn to him because he loves me for who I am and who I'm not, and for what I am and for what I'm not. Steve is loving kindness, but only always. Steve is graciously authentic, especially to me. He does not raise his voice. He does not roll his eyes. He does not ridicule. He doesn't condemn, judge, criticize, or belittle. Steve is always graciously authentic in all areas of his life, especially with me and our family. He lives, loves, and learns from the state of gracious authenticity. Steve is strong, healthy, and attractive. Whatever time, effort, and energy he expends in these areas is to support and honor me, his queen. Steve is happy and peaceful, especially with me. His demeanor is happy, pleasant, available, open, coachable, and unoffendable. He comes from happiness and peace. He knows that happiness and peace are two sides of one coin. His heart is filled with peace for himself and for all others, especially for me. His mind is full of peace. He has peace and happiness in every step. Steve is divine intuition. He knows what to do in every situation, especially for me. Steve is divinely inspired. Steve is connected to infinite intelligence. Insights, inspiration, revelation, ahas, and epiphanies occur throughout each of his days. All knowledge is available to him. All love is available to him. There is no limit to what he can think, see, speak, or create, especially in his relationship with me. Steve is infinite intelligence. Steve experiences extraordinary discernment and decision-making powers. Steve is capable of discerning in a nanosecond. Steve has the capacity and the capability to make huge, varied, and challenging decisions immediately. Steve uses this discernment and decision-making to understand what I need, want, desire, and what I do not need, want, or desire. He uses his discernment and decision-making powers to serve all, especially me. Steve dedicates all thought to union. He quickly finds common ground with everyone, especially me. Steve has trained his mind and thoughts to unify, and he does it automatically. Steve is unity incarnate. Steve is present, especially with me. Steve does not sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff, including death and dying. Steve has mastered allowance and innocence in loving what is. Steve is calm and relaxed with whatever happens, especially with me. Steve sees everything as small stuff, and he does not sweat it, especially in regard to his relationship, actions, and behaviors of his girlfriend, me. Steve is that he has no complaints. He never complains about me or to me. He flat out has no complaints, mentally, physically, emotionally, or financially. He uses his mind to see the best. Steve is that he distinctly remembers forgetting that, and that is his past. He only uses his past to teach, to guide, to learn, or to inspire. Steve is madly in love with me, his brilliant, sexy, gorgeous, intelligent wife, Amy Blake Hardison. He creates ways every day to learn more about me and to fall more in love with me. His heart skips a beat when he thinks or sees me. Steve is extraordinarily patient, loving, and kind with all living things, especially me. Steve lives, he loves, he learns, and he serves me and others profoundly and extraordinarily. Everything is exciting for him. Steve is like a kindergartner that is finger painting for the first time, no matter what he is doing. Steve is alive. This is who Steve is, and his mother named him Steve. I love you, sweetheart. Amy Blake Hardison, your girlfriend forever.